Hello, my name is Chuck Ridgway. I'm the Automation Technology Manager at Horner Automation. We're a manufacturer of automation products located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now today I'm here to tell you about our BABAA compliant PLCs. What is BABAA? Well, it's a compliance standard that's required for projects that are receiving federal funding in the United States. So if you've got a project that's being federally funded and it involves a PLC, you're going to have to find a BABAA compliant model. And I'm here today to tell you about the BABAA compliant models that we offer here at Horner. And I hope you'll take a close look at what we have to offer. Let's get started. So who is Horner Automation? Well, as I've already mentioned, we're a US-based manufacturer of automation products. Now, we're best known for our all-in-one controllers, which are basically PLCs with built-in HMI and a free software package. However, we also design and manufacture more traditional PLCs. So if that's what you're looking for, we have products you should be taking a look at. Now, one of the reasons you may not know us as well as you should is because many of our customers have put their name or logo on the face of our products, which kind of keeps us in the background. And because we think our customers are the most important, we embrace that. There are a number of things that we think you should know about us. Of course, that we're located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, you should also know we do have a worldwide footprint with locations in Europe and Asia, and we have customers all over the globe. We're a privately held, family-owned business, and many of our products are manufactured here in Indianapolis and are BABAA compliant. And in any case, we design our own hardware, we design our own software, and we partner where it makes sense. And every product I'm going to show you today is a Horner ground-up design manufactured here in Indianapolis. So what do our customers like about us? Well, they tell us that we provide great customer support. We really value customer and supplier relationships. We have strong inventory and short lead times, some of the shortest in the industry. We don't charge for software, and we provide free firmware updates. We also provide free support of our products for the lifetime of the product, and we have product line scalability up and down. What does that mean? Well, it means that regardless of which of our products you use, how small or how large, they're programmed using the same software package, and you can use your assets up and down the product lines. So it's easy to move from product to product if your needs change. And we provide decades-long upward compatibility. That means that our customers who applied our products more than a decade ago, sometimes 2 decades, can reuse a lot of their assets in their new projects because we maintain that upward compatibility. We also are really proud of the fact that we provide a lot of functionality in a really small footprint. Next, let's talk about the markets in which we serve, and they are all over the place. We have a very general purpose product, and we serve a lot of markets. Now, we have a lot of OEM machine builders. Now, of course, they're involved in a lot of markets of their own. Some of those markets include water, wastewater, oil and gas, building automation, agriculture. Just go right on down the list. We're very popular with OEMs and system integrators, but we're also popular in some end user applications as well. So there are a lot of places you can find Horner, a lot of markets in which you can find Horner. As we start our PLC discussion, let's talk about the traditional approach. 2 of the most common components in an automation system are the PLC, which performs the machine control, and the operator interface, which interfaces with the operator. Now, most of the time, these 2 components are programmed using separate software packages, and almost always, they each have their own runtime program while the machine is executing. At Horner, we have a little bit of a different approach. From a functional standpoint, we still have separate components for the PLC and the operator interface, but where we differ is in the way the system is programmed. First of all, there's a single software package for the system, and at runtime, a single executable program. So that means you've got one software package to learn and one program to maintain at runtime. We also offer an alternative approach at Horner, and that is what we call all-in-one controllers. Now this is a single automation component which combines the functionality of the PLC and the operator interface into a single component. Now they're programmed just like a PLC, but they've got the operator interface built right in. Now our all-in-ones are programmed with the exact same software in the exact same fashion as our more traditional PLCs. So which should you choose? A traditional PLC or an all-in-one approach? Well, you have the ability to decide. There are advantages to PLCs, of course. You've got the ability to place each component in its optimum location. You can bury the PLC in a control panel somewhere, and you can place the operator interface maybe closer to the operator if that's what you choose to do. And if you have a problem with an individual component, you can replace it separately. However, all-in-ones also have advantages. They take up quite a bit less space, and often, but not always, they are less expensive. So whatever approach you'd prefer, you've got that option with Horner, and both are BABAA compliant. Now let's talk business models. In your typical PLC business model, you're dealing with a very large company. They charge for software, usually through an annual subscription. They charge for support, usually through some sort of support contract, and they also sometimes take a very conservative approach to their supply chain, and they have longer lead times. They also will prioritize large customers because, let's face it, to a large company, large customers are more important. However, we have a little bit of a different business model, and we think you'll like it better. Our products are programmed with free Horner design software that you don't have to pay for or subscribe to. We never charge for technical support, regardless of the warranty status of your product. We have an aggressive supply chain, and we maintain some of the lowest lead times in the industry. And we feel like, and our customers tell us this, that we supply excellent support, even if they're small or medium sized. Now let's talk about our BABAA compliant products. Let's start with our flagship Canvas CPU 300 PLC. The product you see in the lower right of the screen. Now this is a traditional PLC package. It's got large memory size, supporting programs up to 2 megabytes, and it's got plenty of support for variables, supporting over 75,000. So it's on a typical class, let's say, with a compact Logix, at least in terms of memory. Now it supports modular I/O, as you can see on the screen, both digital and analog, of course, and it has support for our optional HMI Connect touchscreens. Now, what are HMI Connect touchscreens? Well, this is the way that you can add operator interface capability without changing the program in your CPU. In other words, there's no separate configuration or separate program required for HMI Connect. You program the screens into the same program that's executed on the CPU 300, and with a single cable for power, video, and feedback from the touchscreen, you're good to go. Now, how does this work? Well, we use a ruggedized industry standard connection that's used, the same one that's used in your automobile to connect the touchscreens in your dash to the electronics that drive them. So there's a lot of innovation here, allowing the CPU 300 to support operator interface and not require a separate program for that component. If a smaller PLC is what you're looking for, we have some micro PLCs you should take a look at. These have more modest memory size and variable support, but still support 1 megabyte logic programs and over 7,000 variables. The CPU 250 model has 34 I/O points built in, which is a combination of digital and analog. It's very versatile. And both models, our 200 and our 250, support local modular I/O. So just add I/O directly to the side of the unit. And these units don't have support for our HMI Connect touchscreens. However, they are compatible with traditional operator interfaces if you would like to go that route. Now, if an all-in-one package is what you're looking for, we also have our Canvas all-in-ones, again, available in a variety of sizes with the PLC and the operator interface combined into a single component. These effectively have the same specs as the Canvas CPU 300, but again, they're a single component. The I/O is built in if you want it that way, but it's also available either as expansion I/O or as primary I/O to be mounted on DIN rail. Finally, if you're looking for something a little bit smaller in capacity, but you like the all-in-one approach, then we have a Micro OCS X10 that we can offer you. Now this is our all-in-one package with a 10-inch screen. It's got the same modest memory sizes I just talked about, and its I/O complement is 30 I/O. So 12 in, 12 out digital, 4 in, 2 out analog. That's the most typical configuration. Now you can still add I/O to it on the DIN rail if you prefer, using our normal I/O expansion. Now in this series of all-in-one controllers, the Micro OCS series, we do offer other sizes, but they're not BABAA compliant. So we have a 4-inch and a 7-inch and actually a 2-inch, but those products are not manufactured in our factory in Indianapolis and therefore are not BABAA compliant. But the X10 model definitely is. Now, regardless of whether you're talking about our PLCs or our all-in-one controllers, we offer some great I/O that you can add to the system that we call OCS I/O, and the entire product family is BABAA compliant. So if you need I/O to add directly to the side of our PLCs, or if you're looking for remote I/O, either to expand the PLC system or to add to our all-in-one controllers, then OCS I/O is available and fully BABAA compliant. You also may be wondering about connectivity with the Horner product line. Well, rest assured, we support a majority of the industry standard protocols. In addition to the protocols you're accustomed to using, we also have a couple of interesting features you might be able to take advantage of. Our WebMI, Remote Monitoring and Control System, allows our product to push HTML5 web pages up to the cloud so that you can perform remote monitoring and control. We also offer an OCS 360 cloud service, so you can push machine data securely to the cloud where it can be stored long-term, maybe for AI use later on. You can perform dashboarding, alarms and notifications, even remote access for remote troubleshooting and program changes. Another concern you may have is how your PLC programmers will adjust to our software. Well, we use industry standard languages. Variable-based ladder logic, so if you're used to, Rockwell type ladder and you're using add-on instructions, you're going to be very comfortable, or at least your PLC programmers will, with our software package. However, if they're used to using, IEC logic, using multiple languages in their control program, we support those as well with structured text, ladder logic, and other IEC standardized logic languages. We also support user-defined function blocks, which are similar to the add-on instructions that your programmers may be used to using. So that does it for my introduction to Horner and our BABAA compliant PLCs. We'd really love to work with you on your next project, so check us out. You can go to our website at hornerautomation.com. We're active on LinkedIn, and you can learn more because we have hundreds of other videos available on our Horner APG YouTube channel. Now, as we close today, I'm going to show a short video that we often show at trade shows that introduces Horner as well as some of the manufacturing we do at our Indianapolis, Indiana factory. We'd really love to work with you on your next project. We'll see you soon.